Hi, my name is Byron Hodges. This is the Amazing Couples Game Show. This is season 3, episode 10. This is my host, Phyllis Hodges.
Hey,
How
everybody.
are you doing?
Amazing.
Great, I hope. You love that song?
Amazing. Just amazing.
Just amazing.
Loving,
Amazing couples. We're checking it out.
Oh, my. Baby, it's so good that we're back.
Yeah, don't feel like we've been anywhere.
Well,
it was yesterday.
We've been away a little bit. Matter of fact,
places.
honey, this is the first time you're back live since your knee surgery.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness.
That was just not even, that was 11 days ago.
Yeah, but we prepared for it.
We sure
so
did.
We've been missing you all. We hope you all been missing us. Again, welcome to the Amazing Couples Game Show. The GOAT couple, Byron.
And Phyllis.
AKA Honey Bun.
And lovable, all kinds of names.
Let's bring the couple in, okay, babe?
Right.
You are cute and funny. Let's see, honey. Let's see. Admit. This is going to be so good.
Admit.
You look good in your shirt, in your matching shirt.
Yeah, Britain's what is it? Britain's
oils and aroma.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Look at them, honey.
Hello.
They're there. Hey, y'all.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Amazing Couples Game Show. Honey, who is that beautiful, handsome?
That's
young...
Mr. and Mrs. Cook.
Well, can you break it on down?
Let me see here.
Tell us a little bit about the Cooks.
Erick and Shonna Cooks. They've been married for 10 years. They've got 4 children, and they reside in Dallas, Texas. And Erick is a city letter carrier. Shonna is an administrator assistant.
How do you know everything? Let's give it up for this amazing couple. Yeah. And viewers, let me go ahead and tell you, Britain Oils and Aroma. They are our co-sponsors tonight. And if it wasn't for that small business, guess what? We wouldn't even know the Cooks.
We wouldn't be here.
No, not even the Cooks. Okay, hey, y'all. Tell us, how did all of this come about?
So as you stated, we visited the Brenton's Oils and Aromas business, purchased some items from him. And I believe we were the first couple to make a purchase today. So he invited us and told us that we had actually won.
Wow.
Right.
Yes, well, congratulations.
Okay.
I want the viewers to realize this now. We've teamed up with so many businesses around the globe. So all of the remaining of this year, it depends. Wherever you go, don't be surprised. The proprietor or the clerk, somebody may say, wait a minute, you won something. You won a chance to be on the Amazing Couples Game Show, just like the Cooks. That is exactly what happened to them today. And honey, I was reading their bio, and you know me, I can get a little nosy.
Well, whatever you read, you're going to start talking about it in a few minutes.
You know, I found out that this is a young couple.
Okay.
I love it because I still feel like we're young, but we were really young when we got married.
Yes, you were young. You were 16.
I was 16, yeah. Okay, so we want to find out about the Cooks. Come on, y'all. Spill things. Tell us where you met, how you met, and we're going to dig deep in there, okay? Come on, y'all.
Yeah, come
on, Erick.
All right, so we first met, I believe it was 2011. Okay. 2011 at a church that we were both attending. So we met at church, and at the time I was married already. Okay. And my marriage was kind of on the downhill at the time, but we were trying to find a place where we could kind of fix that. Right. And I actually met her, just meeting everybody through the church, and I met her there and found out she was one of my my then wife's supervisors at one point in time.
Ooh, come on, deep, come on.
My supervisor.
Okay, come on.
We worked together. They worked together.
Okay.
But we just met, at church, just like anybody else.
Okay, that's a great place to meet, babe.
Yes, it is.
Y'all met at church, honey. Where did we meet at?
We met at Kentucky Fried Chicken. I was working 6 days a week, and 3 days a week I'd go to college at UALR, and I'd come zooming down Broadway and pull into the chicken hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken on 24th Street, walk through the door, and it got to be a regular thing. Like for 3 weeks, I'd do the same thing, and I heard them call me Jumbo. But they knew what I wanted before I walked in the door. I'm gonna say 5-piece jumbo.
Yeah, that's what we were calling them, Jumbo, or they were calling him Jumbo, because he ordered the same items every time he would come to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, let me tell y'all, that was in 1974.
Yeah, sometimes I would sit down and my eyes would turn towards where she was, and act like I was writing or reading the paper. And I'd go to the counter sometime and order something else, and her pen ran out of ink. And I said, well, use mine, and after that, give me your phone number.
Now check this out. He had a little groove going on then. And back in 74, there was no computers, so I was writing some things down. But honey, they met at church. Yeah, wow.
A solid foundation.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Matter of fact, one of the questions was going to be, who invited who to church first?
Gotcha.
Okay.
So you all were actually members of the same church?
Yes. I was a member for several years. And then, as he said, he and his first wife, they started coming. It was not my fault that their marriage ended. I had nothing to do with that.
Okay. Okay.
Record. But so I just got to know him, start to talk to him after he and his wife separated.
Right.
And he was actually a very close friend of my brother's. That's how I knew him.
Okay. Well, reading your profile, and hubby and I, we were talking about it. I said, babe, look at their age. This is a young couple. We were saying you all a young couple compared to our age. Looking good, being a young couple. But then I saw something. I said, oh, babe, look at here. This chick here, she has it going on. And Honey Bun said, what do you mean? I said, babe, she's 10 years older than this guy. And I was like, wow. And the reason I was at wow is because you hear all the time about, used to anyway, about guys being older than the woman. So tell us about that scenario. Ever any conflict? How do you feel, or how did you feel? Talk to us.
Okay. It's kind of a long answer.
Ooh.
But it's
a long answer.
Oh, okay.
You said shorten it. I'll try.
Okay.
The truth is, I've always been attracted to older women. That's the truth. Okay. But I will say, like, how did this happen? I don't know. She at church, she never did look her age. She still don't look her age.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I was saying something, but okay, I'm gonna have to kind of keep it short. What you want to say?
It's your story, it's your perspective.
How did this happen?
Yeah, from your perspective.
And then we're gonna ask her from her perspective. But you talk to us.
Okay.
Did you feel uncomfortable knowing this lady that you're attracted to is 10 years your junior?
No, because I've always liked that.
Okay.
I didn't really care about what people thought.
Okay.
Most people didn't know how old she was. I didn't even know. If I'm being honest, I didn't even know. I have a very vivid memory.
Okay.
Of one service. And she knows what service this is, but she knows what she was wearing. Because she knows the story. I bring it up all the time.
Shonna, go break it down, Shonna. What is he talking about? Tell the viewers, girl.
This black dress that she wore fit just right. Okay.
Yeah.
And the legs were popping. She had on these teal high heels, with the necklace and the earrings to match the shoes. I'm getting hot right now. and
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And after that, everything just changed. I had to have it. And at the time we were attending starting to attend a financial peace course at church. And
Okay.
and after that, we kind of started, becoming closer friends because we ended up being partners too. Because we were grouped together. And just kind of going through that and getting to learn each other through that process and learning each other's personality and stuff. And me even seeing her with her kids, because she had two kids prior to our marriage, right?
Okay.
And seeing how she was also was something that I respected, because I really can't get with a woman who can't raise her kids.
Okay. So we're talking about a blended family.
Yeah.
Right.
Praise God. Praise God. Honey, what's your feedback?
Well, I think it's a big plus that they got a dad. All the whole family does. It's a unit together now.
Yeah, blended
And they've got a
families.
future.
You
Yeah.
hear a lot about blended families. That's a blessing. Okay, I still want to tip back on over to that side. Okay, Shonna, talk to me in reference to you are the older woman. This man you are attracted to. But not only that, he's been married. Did you come into the picture single, meaning this your first marriage? Talk to us about, kind of blend all that in.
Okay, so I have to say that I had no idea that he was even watching me, interested in me, liked me. I just knew, he's sweet, he's a cool guy, he hangs out with my brother. He's one of my brother's friends, which is my younger brother. He passed away in 2019, but he was his friend. So, that's my little brother's friend. So I didn't look at him romantically at all. I was not attracted to him in that way. I was just always like, I really like talking to him. And I like the conversation that we had, because we used to be able to have a very open dialogue.
Okay.
So when he did finally say, I like you, right? And I'm like, yeah, I like you too. You're cool, you're sweet, you're a good guy. And he was like, no, I like you. And then he told me he was going to marry me. He told me during that financial peace course that we took at church, I used to make a big meal and then take it, because it was just easier for everyone to just kind of not have to leave the church, go to different places to find food and hurry back by a certain time. Right. So I was like, let me just cook. I made it like a little pan of whatever, and then we'll bring it to the church so everybody could just, eat on it in our group. I made it for our group. Right. So I made tetrazzini for him, and he lost his mind. And that's what he said at the table. I'm marrying this woman. He said, and I was like, okay, laughing.
Oh my goodness. So I guess it's true in some sense when you hear people say to a man's heart, it's actually through the food, through that tummy from the household, that woman. What you think, babe?
Yes, and age really doesn't matter when it's love.
I'm glad you said that. Age doesn't matter at all.
When I looked at my wife, I thought she was about 19 or 20. But I had no idea that she was still in high school and was 16 years old.
Right.
22. That puts me 6 years older. So when I found out that she was younger and still in high school, I said, I don't have a chance. She's just a kid.
Right.
And then she said, well, when I called back to talk to her, because she gave me the wrong phone number, she didn't give me her home number. She gave me Kentucky Fried Chicken number.
Well, honey, it wasn't the wrong number. I just had two numbers. I could have given you the home or the
Went all night. I had got the right number to call and talk to her mother.
Yeah.
She said it was all right for me to come over. And I told her, I said, well, we got one major issue first. She said, what's that? I'm white. And she started laughing. I said, that's your problem. It's not ours. And I said, okay.
And that was such a relief. It brought laughter to the family. So even on that note, babe, we always talk about love and laughter.
Yeah. From that day on, though, I actually ate there, watched TV there. I was there 24/7. She
Yeah.
brought me. I was part of the family.
Yeah, exactly. Love and laughter.
Yes.
How do you all bring laughter to the unit?
Just really just being real, being ourselves. Being ourselves. That's something we really had to learn to do over the years. And honestly, that was one of the things. She has a crazy personality. Like, she is goofy. And I love just naturally goofy people, And so, as naturally as you're married, you just kind of feel more comfortable being yourself. And just, and we just we the person impersonations we do in the drive-thru. Like,
y'all do what?
So we pretend that we're other people in drive-thru sometimes when we order the food.
We'll order our food with the accent.
Yeah, with accent.
Okay.
Just goofy stuff like that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love this. And how, again, we met them, honey. They won this trip, I would say,
Yes.
to be a part of the show because they were doing something fun together. Tell us a little bit about what you all were doing. Tell the viewers what you all was doing today.
Go ahead, baby.
I'd say, well, we like to frequent the area of Dallas called Deep Ellum, and so we saw that they were having they just had like a pop-up of small businesses. They block off a street, and it's just whatever businesses apply, I guess, or pay to be vendors there.
Mm-hmm.
We visited them. We actually went to go to the guy that sells sea moss gel, but he wasn't there then. So we were just like, okay, well, let's just, go ahead and just look at everyone else that is here. And that's how we met Brittany.
Okay, again, viewers, listen up. Our sponsor in part for our show tonight, Honey Bun has a matching shirt,
Britain.
and I have a matching shirt.
Yeah.
Britain Oils and Aroma. And believe it or not, that particular company, we want you to support them. So go online, everybody. Check them out on Instagram. Check them out on Facebook. Just check them out, because to have a program on this air, it's time consuming. It's a blessing to our viewers, but we have to prepare so many things because we like to be a blessing to the couples. So we're always looking for sponsors. And again, thank you, Britain Oils and Aroma. Honey, again, with the couple, what else would you like to know about this young couple that we met today for the first time?
Well, I like to have some information on their kids, the ages.
Talk to us about
how they
your
get
kids.
along. I mean, that's a great thing.
Okay, so we basically have two sets of kids. My older ones are 25 and 19. She's about to be 20.
Okay.
In May. She's away at college. And then we have the 8 and 9 year old.
Yeah.
They just turned 8 and 9. So starting all over. That's a story.
In other words, we're talking about two different generations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
Wow. Do you all have huh?
It is not for the weak.
Do you all have different parenting skills?
No.
It's somewhat, but not really. I mean, because our foundation, by us being members of the same church, we have the same beliefs, the same values, we pretty much have the same foundation, which is Bible-based.
Good.
So we didn't really, have too many conflicts or disagreements with that.
Okay. That's a lesson.
We believe we were raised by older parents, so it's old school. Discipline. Yeah, old school parents. There you go. So
wow, I love it.
As a married couple also, we didn't have a book to go by.
Right.
And it was like trial and error. And we had some time coming up because we were actually kids ourselves.
Having kids, exactly. And we have two young adults, children, and three grands. And the way we raised our adult children was totally different from how we try to go in and be a blessing and parent the grands.
Yeah.
Oh, totally different. And again, with God being the head of our life and those biblical scriptures. And I love it when you always talk about when a man find a wife.
Yeah.
So many times we get it twisted. The one
Yeah.
looking and she's trying to find and all of that. It just, in most cases, don't last. So how long did you all date?
So
It didn't take very
we
long.
made it official sometime in February of 2013, when we believe so. And I remember, again, I remember asking our then pastor if it was okay, because I didn't want to disrespect the church.
Right. Wait a minute. I heard you say something. I heard you said something about February the 13th.
Of 2013. Of 2013.
Right. But did you say the month February?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I'm going like that is because why am I going like that, Byron?
She broke her ankle in February.
Right, honey, but I'm
What
not
else?
talking about
What else we
that.
got?
In February, what happened in February?
COVID-19. What else? I don't know.
Our
Everything happened.
anniversary is February the 14th.
I know that. I never miss it,
I know, baby, but what
but I can't read your mind.
I know, baby, but they just said something about February the 13th.
And it's ours is on the 14th.
Yeah. Okay, so you all, what happened on February the 13th? Did you all start talking or?
He proposed
So
in February of 2013. No, it wasn't February.
No, it
had to
wasn't
be
February.
yeah.
February is when we started dating officially, and I don't know exactly when that happened. I remember when it happened, but I don't remember when it happened.
Right, but again, we're talking about 10 years of marriage.
Yeah. So I think we dated for maybe no more than 6 months. 6 months. But I knew. So here's the thing, I knew that as we gotten closer, because we were friends prior to me even making that official. We were friends for at least 2 years. This is the person that I would talk to. I felt comfortable talking to about, through my issues and my previous marriage.
Yeah.
And she would tell me when I was wrong about something. She would tell me when I was right, or about a different perspective on things, right? She was my friend, and I trusted her. And so I made it official then. I let her know, hey, I wanted to date her. And it wasn't long before I knew this was my wife. Like I knew in my heart, my spirit, this was my wife.
Wow. So are you saying you knew God has already put that in your heart, in your spirit? Well, did your wife know it?
In a way, I didn't know who the person was that I was going to marry, but I knew that it's like the Lord was giving me so many signs, like he's coming, he's near, and then it's like, because I went through a process of breaking before I got married. I did a lot of fasting. I did a lot of praying, like literally in a prayer closet, because I remember, I believe it was my mom who said, it does no good to ask God to give you the man if you can't keep the man. So I knew that I have a very strong personality, sometimes defiant, and I knew I would have to scale down in order to let the man take his role in his place in our relationship. I was a single parent for 15 years, so I was used to being, the only person that led my family and guided my family. So I had to adapt a new mindset. And that was hard to adjust because it was just me.
Right.
So that to have someone come in and take that place, because our marriage, I've been knowing since I was a child, I would be married one time.
Okay.
So even in my years of dating, I had proposals before, but I'm like, no, I don't, that's not it. And I knew it. And like our former pastor always says, you'll know it in your knower.
It take a lot of burden off of you when you felt like that's going to be my husband.
I knew it because it was just a knowing in my spirit. I just knew in my spirit that I didn't think he was going to be 10 years younger. So I kept like, okay, now move because he's coming. I need you out the way. You know, you're younger than me. I need him to come. You're distracting me.
Right,
So,
right.
and the whole time, God is like, here he is. And I'm like,
Yeah, I was
10 years younger.
kind of looking in a direction that there was not only just one breadwinner now, there's two breadwinners here. So you get a stronger family unit.
Yes, there's two breadwinners now because with the girls, I was a stay-at-home mom with them for most of their, I think I just
5, almost 6 years.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 years I was at home with them. So I'm entering the workplace and I wanted something different than what I normally do.
Right.
So I work at a private school here in our area. I work at the girls' school. So
okay. Talk about the girls. How did they adjust to? It used to be just the girls and mom. Now mom has a boyfriend. How did they adjust?
Okay, that was my son and my daughter. So my son, it took him a while to adjust because he was 15.
Yeah.
So he was the only male,
right,
in the house. Not that I put him in the position, I, never said you're the man of the house and you make any type of decision. I was still the parent, but just knowing that I was the type of person when I dated. I mean, they knew who I dated, but sometimes I knew after 3 months, I don't need you to meet my kids because this is not going to go beyond this.
Smart.
Yeah.
So I didn't, have every person I dated around my kids. But with him, with my son, they bumped heads. I mean, at that point, he's 16. And so it was the typical teenager, 16-year-old, the two males, bumping. But after, I would say maybe about 2 to 3 years.
What happened? What did we get to?
That my son started to turn. He started to have an appreciation. It was basically, it
was at least 3 years.
Yeah, I would say about 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the time, I would say maybe the year after he graduated high school, having some time out of the house on his own. Yeah. Just trying to make life for himself. When he came back home, he realized this is not as easy. Adulting is not easy.
Right.
And he type of person my husband was. He knew my husband didn't have any ill intent towards him. He knew that the strict rules that my husband established for our home, he knew that it was for everyone's benefit, not just, he understood that more after being outside of the home, kind of took him, as people used to say, the expression goes, when you bump your head against a few walls, then you come back, hindsight is 20, then he could see that. He reminds us, I see what you were doing.
Right. He starts to see that I'm here for him too.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Wow.
And then my daughter was 10. And so she just really, at first she didn't really bond or attach herself or anything with him. So that took years too. So that took pretty much the course of the marriage.
Yeah.
And now he makes sure that she's, comfortable. He never said, you don't have to call me dad, and I will never replace your dad, things like that. So once she knew his purpose and his role, then she began to tear down her walls. And so
that's good.
That was a hard wall to tear down for any young kid to make an adjustment there because they don't understand the period of life you're going through.
Right.
Only time they really understand it is once they get older down the road and they look back and say, that was a tough time for all of them.
Right.
But I will say, if I'm being fair, it's not just that though, because honestly, it took a lot of prayer to get through that and for that to change. We had to put these relationships in God's hands.
Good.
Because it's our control. A lot of, if you really think about it, a lot of the stuff really is out of our control. I mean, especially when it comes to a blended family, you can try your heart, and if that person's heart is going to turn towards you and be accepting,
And I'm liking that, again, remembering God is the head, or should be the head of our lives, whether it's a blended family, whether it's single parents, it just doesn't matter. You will have all kinds of challenges.
We had a lot of challenges in our years coming up together because, like I said, we didn't have a book. So trial and error as we went. And the major thing we had to understand, we had to have communication.
That was one of
She'd
the
say
first
something to
keys.
me, I'd step back and wouldn't want to say nothing because I didn't understand what she was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say something and she'd get all upset in the air because I said something. So we had to kind of work around all this stuff.
Yes, communication is one of the major keys.
Yes.
Trust is another
Trust,
major key.
Trust.
That your faith, you cannot go into those marriages or even friendships unequally yoked. And
Right.
a lot of times people they think it's love, but it's actually lust and that fantasy and what's green on one side and all of that and then some, and they have challenges. Then, unfortunately, they bring another life in the world. So now we have children and grown folks, and the grown folks is not even thinking about the children, they're thinking about themselves. So it's a lot to adjust to and appreciate in a great marriage. And I think, honey, that's one of the reasons I think God called us to this marriage ministry so we can expose the good, the bad, and help people understand it takes a lot
Yes.
to say I'm in a good marriage. And I say good marriage, and I'm not saying a perfect marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Many times people get that twisted. They'll see us laughing and hugging on each other and all of that, and maybe the glitz. Baby.
Right.
No.
Talk about
We have issues, but we learn to work them out.
Yes.
That's the key right there.
that's the key.
Issue fester and get worse and worse and worse. Next thing you know, you're separated.
Mm-hmm. But you know, on the Amazing Couples Game Show, you know we always pause for a kiss break. So, okay, y'all, kiss break. You all start with the kiss break. Come on, y'all. The kiss break. There you go. Okie dokie. And I said it was a kiss break. See, look at them. See, they finna get ready, get real serious. Long kiss.
That's good. Great.
That's a blessing. Honey, what else would you like to know about this amazing couple from Dallas, Texas? Whoa.
Well,
Since we
I'd like to know
what would you like to know?
one thing.
What
Their goals are in the immediate future
Okay.
for more part of the family.
Yeah. Some of your goals, 10 years, you got a blended family.
You're
happily married. What's some of the goals? We know about your profession. Come on, talk to us about your goals. One day.
Yeah.
So we've just started preparation for one of our goals that's been for probably 10 years. So we're going through all the steps necessary to purchase a home because we've been renters.
That's wonderful.
So we're doing the steps necessary to be able to purchase a home.
Praise God.
That's one goal. We're both business owners, so we both businesses. He customizes shoes, I make t-shirts, and I'm just watching our businesses, especially his, is booming. So being legal with our business, getting all of our affairs in order with the business. So getting the businesses established and everything that we need with those, that's another goal.
Yeah.
And to make sure we take time for each other. That's our immediate goal.
Purpose.
Yes, because
purpose.
We see how you can be so consumed with the daily run of the mill, like take the kids, do homework, do this, run around, make, do laundry, cook dinner. You have all of that. And then we were kind of lacking and being too tired, too stressed, to just, by the time it came to us, we were depleted. So we made sure.
You got to keep it balanced for sure.
Yeah. So making sure that we are true to one another. We promised a few years back, we will be honest, like 100% honest.
100%.
And then sometimes it's raw and it's real.
Nothing like the truth.
Bad and ugly, as you said.
Can't change the truth, but you tell a lie, you can't remember it, but you still got to tell it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Truth is always right there, right in front of
Right.
you. And you say that, you got all the pressure off your shoulder, everything.
Right.
Right.
Right. We've just seen how just being honest
Yeah.
has propelled our marriage and how it's just helped it grow. And even our friendship. We try to be mindful of friendship and going forward because we've heard how people, once they have an empty nest, how their marriage is kind of, and we're trying. That's a big goal for us going forward. Like she was saying, just kind of bouncing off what she was saying is just making sure our marriage and our friendship continues to grow going forward. Just be teammates.
Exactly.
Be a team, even with the businesses that we have. Because honestly, I hope, and if it's God's will, let me just say it like that I'll be able to stop working at the post office and be able to do custom shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's a big plus if either one of you have any problems. You always know that your mate's there to help you and to back you up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's so tough when you're by yourself, but when you come across that right person, hey, and that Jesus Christ is right there in the middle of you, pulling you together, you got it made.
And I love what they're talking about, especially we had no idea that they were entrepreneurs. I tell people, my husband and I, we're serial entrepreneurs. And when I say that, people realize, or some of them don't realize, when you're an entrepreneur, we need streams of income from over here, income from over here, income from over here. And in saying all of that, you still have to balance that because Honey Bun and I, we've been married 49 years and we are empty nesters, and he's still sexy to me. He still know what to do to turn me on. He still know how to date me.
I'm 15,
Stop. And he have to make sure, again, things that I like. He write me a love letter every day, not one, but several. He's an artist too. He look at me and he'll sketch me. And then sometimes I may not be feeling my personal best. And he may want to see me one day with straight hair and I'm wearing my nappy, but he'll sketch me and he'll sketch me with the long hair and all of this. So we know how to enjoy and love on each other.
I get up at night and I know my wife's having challenges and things, and it disturbs me. So what I do is get up and get the Bible while she's asleep and read over.
Looking at me, reading over me,
stretching
his
up,
hands
say, what
out,
are you
praying
doing?
for me.
I said, I'm praying over you. Do whatever you want to do, or you can jump in
and go back to sleep
Yeah.
and what have you. So yes,
Yeah.
I'm just loving listening to your foundation and your goals. And for this particular show to be again sponsored in part by a small business, an entrepreneur, Britain's Oils and Aroma. And now let's dig deep. Okay, the mister here is saying, as an entrepreneur, you're saying designer shoes. Tell me a little bit about your
Yeah.
business, what you're doing.
design.
All right.
Huh?
Okay. So, all right. So basically, what I do, I paint on shoes. When I first started the business, I got into the restoration portion of the business, right? Where
Okay.
I would take, you know how shoes with yellow on the bottom, or if the shoes would have creases, or have this, look like an old shoe. I'll take an old shoe and make it look new again. Okay, that's how it all started. But now what I do is I paint shoes, and I do it. It's a typically a theme-based shoe, whether it be a character from a cartoon or anime. Or
we want to see some amazing couple shoes.
Okay. Come on.
Look at here. And check our website out because we have the hoodie, that brand. We have the athletic shoes, but we would like to see what you can do with some shoes. And let me tell you this, a few minutes ago when I was talking about the month of February, yes, he'll never forget. It was 2 years ago when I actually broke my ankle in February, and I went through these different stages. So I had to end up getting some, I call them surgical shoes.
Yeah.
And they were so ugly. I hated them shoes. And Honey Bun, he went hired out a young lady to make that shoe look like Cinderella. and she put all this bling bling on my shoe. Thank you, baby.
I'm good. I didn't want to walk around like Frankenstein. I went through a period of my life, a pair of shoes caught my eye. Stacy Adams, high top.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's all I wore because there's a reason for it, but I can't go so long into it to just put,
So do you think he can put a little bling on your Stacey
I
Adams?
know it can. Look at shine on it.
I sure can. I know what shoes you talking about too. I had some of those.
Ooh,
Great.
okay.
That's
So
a nice shoe.
you hear that? Some
Yeah.
nice shoes.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute, honey, before you
I want to say one
know-
thing so they'll
okay.
realize I'm moving around a lot because just 11 days ago I had a full-blown knee replacement.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not in the bed. I'm on this show program and I'm sitting down here rubbing this knee.
And I was
You
before we came on, I was telling the viewers, you all, this is our first time back since Honey Bun had that knee surgery. Okay, babe, I'm gonna ask a couple more questions, and I
Okay.
know I gotta go take care of you and the knee. Okay, the missus just said she's an entrepreneur also. So tell us a little bit about your businesses or your business.
So I design and create shirts, pretty much like what you have on. I have the Cricut machine that will cut the vinyl into different designs or whatever, and that's what I do.
Okay, well, why don't you all go ahead now and give the name of your business and how people, some of these viewers are looking for some shoes and looking for some
Advertise.
shirts. Come on, talk to them. How can they reach out to you? Do you all have a website or a social media link or whatever?
So on Facebook, I'm Shonna Cooks, and but it's not much posted on Facebook. It's more Instagram, and I'm Isaac to Cooks, the number 2 Cooks.
Okay.
Maiden name was Isaac, ISAAC, number 2 Cooks.
Okay,
So-
y'all hear that? So support the sister. Okay, and yours, sir, how can they get in touch with you?
I post sometimes on my Facebook as well. Erick Cooks, but the name of the business is Colorways Customs. Colorways with the Z at the end _ customs, and that's I try to branch on to TikTok and do YouTube, but it's kind of hard. But
Okay.
typically I'm on Instagram.
Right, and all of that technology, I would say as a business owner, it's a process. You can't do it all right then and there. And
Right.
stepping out there, maybe doing one, kind of mastering it, and then going to the next one and then the next one. But I speak a blessing over both of you all now. Nothing happens by chance. If God did it for Honey Bun and I see the cooks, you all, the cooks.
Yeah.
They are people watching you all. I'm believing God that your business is going to take off. And if your desire is to put that 9 to 5, 10 to 12, or whatever those hours, put that to the side and do what thus saith the Lord with those gifts and talents, we are in agreement with that.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
And in closing, babe, words of encouragement to a young couple, a vibrant couple, that the spur of the moment,
You're
they
never
said yes.
alone.
You're never alone.
All them hard times that come up, you got to think, and you got whatever decisions you make, you don't make them angry. You don't make them in a hurry. You got time to pray about them. You got Jesus Christ right there with you. And then you sit down and you counsel about what's the best thing for us to do.
Yeah.
Should we go over and talk to the pastor? Or should we do this or that? Or what about our parents? You're never by yourself. And you've got everything in the world to look forward to because God gave you something to do. He gave, everybody has a story. So you're here for a reason. And always be positive when you meet somebody. Never be negative. Because if you're going to be negative, that's your life too. You're just as negative as them.
And for them to win this gift of being on this show, nothing happens by chance.
That's right. Be positive to everybody. Even if they say something negative to you. Be, give them a smile. Say, hey, catch you later.
Okay, so in closing, the cooks are going to share with the viewers, because we have a lot of couples always tuning in, watching, listening. Oh, where did they come from? What do they have to share with us that can make our marriage better, or that can do something so we can find a mate? What would you all say to our viewers that's watching you all today?
One of the first things that comes to my mind is stressing the importance of communication.
Yes.
It has been vital to our marriage. And I feel like being honest is one of those top things too. And I mean, that's the first two things that come to my mind, because I know how it's kept our marriage. And just ask those hard questions early on.
Oh yeah.
So that you'll know what you'll deal with. Be yourself early in the relationship. That's something our pastor taught us early, in church, and how it can really you can get ahead of a lot of things that you'll have to deal with later on in a marriage or in a relationship that you have to find out the hard way. Get ahead of those that we have to deal with, from generational curses to just just everyday battles. Help each other. Nobody's perfect.
No.
Nobody's perfect. If you really love that person, you'll help that person.
Exactly. So, Mrs., in closing, what would you say?
I would say to have grace, be patient, and be understanding. The same grace you want bestowed upon you, give that grace. Because at first I did not. It was like, I was do this, do that, and so it's like, why don't you don't do this like me? So, or I don't do it that way. If you give it grace, extend grace, so your marriage can be full of grace. Be patient, allow that person time to grow, allow your spouse time to grow and to learn. And that's pretty much it.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm going to add to that. In our relationship, as we first started out, I had to constantly, my wife was always, like up front, doing something, always helping somebody, always doing these things. And I had to tell her one time, I live here too. I need something. I need you to be around me and be with me. All the time you spend out there doing all these things, I'm by myself. I need you to connect with me. If I need to go with you, let me go. I said, it's the period we married each other. I didn't marry you to stay just by myself.
Right.
A unit together.
Exactly.
So always remember, he may be down or she may be down in your marriage, or lonely and need some pickup.
Exactly. And on that note, I do realize there's a lot of entrepreneurs and there's a lot of strong-headed women along with guys. So you just have to remember, it's not just about you. It's about your mate as well. And we want to close it out with our jingle song. And honey, I don't know have they heard it or not, but I'm going to click this little button and I want you all to listen in and dance it out with us. Let's see here. I'm going to push it up and
Stepping it up. We're stepping it up. Laughing, loving, amazing couples. We're stepping it up. Amazing, just amazing. Laughing, loving, amazing couples. We're stepping it up.
Lazy couple, we're stepping it up. Whoa, he loved it. You see, he done went off from the song. I love it. You all be encouraged, be blessed, and we will talk to you all soon. See you later, Mr. Cook. Bye-bye.
Bye.